unusual for local governments to use zoning commissions as a way to control freedom of expression, but such a move may be thwarted in Madison, Tennessee, where plans to open a swingers club next to a Christian school were only temporarily held up by a hastily enacted zoning rule that did not allow such activities to take place within 1,000 feet of any school, church, park, or residence. Not to be denied, the owners of the property have now rebranded themselves as a church, as a means of trumping the city's strategy. The property in question was a former medical facility consisting of 22,000 feet of floor space on 2 levels. What were labeled game room and dungeon on earlier versions of the renovation plans have now been renamed choir room and fellowship hall. Public sentiment favors the school's position on this, but the city has its hands tied on the matter. What may still be a subject of dispute is how the site is finally utilized. City officials state that if they want to call themselves a church, they will be expected to act like a church, but it is possible to imagine a lot of ongoing disputes about exactly what that means. Legal counsel for the building owner says that after investing $750,000 on the project so far, they're not going to be willing to simply call their plans off. The city might well have been advised to approach the deal from a financial perspective in the first place, rather than resorting to zoning trickery. The American Renewal project, led by David Lane, claims to have contacted 100,000 evangelical pastors asking for their help in exposing politicians who are either secretly gay or harbor pro-gay sympathies. The group's aim is to weed out candidates vying for the U.S. presidency who might campaign on one agenda but change his or her tune once elected. In a column written for Western Journalism, Lane wrote, "Evangelicals have no choice but to investigate which consultants and operatives are behind each of the candidates' decisions about personnel, provide evidences about policy." To illustrate his point, Lane points out that Ken Mellman, who served as chairman of the Republican National Committee, came out of the closet after leaving his influential position in the party. He also notes that Laura Bush's pro-gay position was not made public until after her husband had been elected to office. Lane has already published reports exposing pro-gay sentiments amongst staffers working on Jeb Bush's presidential campaign team. Lane's group does not offer endorsements to candidates, but his organization's approval has been influential in past elections. As conspiracy theories go, it doesn't get much weirder than a suggestion that Muslim caretakers of the Dome of the Rock in Jerusalem clandestinely ordered a fast change of carpeting in order to maintain a secret involving the Ark of the Covenant. It all started when, without running their plan past Jewish authorities, the Muslim group known as Waqf, that oversees the Al-Aqsa Mosque compound, ordered the old worn-out carpet which covers the floors changed. When Israeli officials and archaeologists learned of the renovation, they attempted to stop it. Apparently, when the old carpets came up, ancient mosaic patterns were discovered. Some speculate that the patterns date from the time when Crusaders and the Templars controlled the site, which many believe to have been the site of at last one of Solomon's temples. However, new carpet was quickly laid using funds provided by Jordan's King Abdullah II. In a quote to London's Daily Mail, Israeli archaeologist Zaki Dvira said, "Something is there. I don't know what, but something is hidden there." However, Sheikh Azam Tamimi, head of the Waqf, told the Associated Press, "Our work in Al-Aqsa is transparent. We are only putting down carpet and felt. Nothing more, nothing less."